Howdy all, Mojang's Lives. I think it's time to play a little Minecraft. Alright. So, I thought we would maybe work some more on the office building today. I want to run out and, oh, I did have my, because I get distracted every 5 seconds. I did add to the map here, the little bit that I explored. Bloop. Eventually I hope to fill in more of those maps. But since I now have a good supply of gravel, we can pick some colors. But I need to go look to see what this place looks like, because it's been a while. Guess we'll take the bridge across. Oh man, I'm glad that I can't hear. I don't know what is going on over there, but I suddenly can hear all of the changes when the mob tower goes through while standing in my warehouse. I didn't used to be able to do that. It's weird that I can suddenly hear it so loud. Hopefully it's not there when I come back. You know, that's a building I need to finish too. Ooh, you know what? There's a lot of road I could finish as well, although that's not as exciting, I guess, as office, but I wouldn't mind getting some more of this road in place. Which was a problem because it was so difficult getting gravel. But now it's not a problem. You know what, I'm going to go get some I don't even know what color this is. What is this, dark gray? Just gray. Just gray. Alright, let's go get some gray concrete going, because this is just dust. I just have to make this. This isn't bad at all. Nice. Yeah, I was just discussing the choices that have been made in the D&D game that I play with my brother and his family. I don't understand what they're doing, and so I have like a side conversation going, and I was like, man, are you guys really leaving? Like, that's so bizarre. Like, they get to this place, and basically the game they're playing is, how am I doing on sand though? Oh, I have plenty of gravel. I've got no sand, so I've got to go get some sand. So they basically what's going on is there's a mine, and inside the mine is it's magic, and the mine itself is not magic, but there is ancient magic forge inside the mine, and so everybody wants it, right? But they lost the location of the mine. Although I don't know how you lose a mine, but so somebody's figured out where it's at, and so they're trying to get that information, right? And so your adventurers, your players, hey, let me out. Their goal is to rescue the guy who knows where the mine is at. That is, well, when you start, your goal is to just take stuff. Whoa, he dropped 2 bows. One of them is shiny. Oh man, I wonder if I have an anvil here. Do I have an anvil here? I can't believe I don't have an anvil here. I got so much other stuff here. Do I have iron here? Oh not enough though. Okay, so now plans have changed. I wanna... I guess I could just run back to my base. Let me just run back to my base. Because I definitely have an anvil there. So, so they get to the town, and I don't get it. They're very different choices than I would make. And so they get to the town, and the town has been overrun by... Well, no, I mean, first along the way, they find out that the guy who hired them to take supplies has been kidnapped, um, and they meet a guy who tells them a little bit about what's going on. Yep, there it goes. You can hear it. Click, click, click. That's my tower of water turning on and turning off as it forces the mobs off the tower and into the... Oh! Uh-oh. Hello? I can't... I couldn't get free. Well, that's not good. My bed killed me. Where's my shovel? Shovel, bow. Where's my axe? Axe. Torches. Alright, we're good. And, So they fight in the goblin cave and they rescue this guy and he takes them to the nearby town. They get to the nearby town, which is where they're supposed to deliver the goods. They deliver the goods. They find out the town has been overrun by bandits. And they fight one group of bandits and then they're like, yeah, this doesn't have anything to do with us. And so they leave. And I'm like, the whole town, though, has been overrun by bandits. And so they went and they did some other stuff. And so the book says if they don't deal with the bandits, then the problem escalates. So I escalated the problem a little bit. Nothing major, just added a few more guys to the mix who weren't there before, and killed some of the townsfolk and kidnapped some other townsfolk and stuff like that. Actually killed off the guy they had rescued because they left him to fend for himself against an entire bandit group. I really didn't I couldn't believe that's the option they took. Now I have played as a player through the same adventure, and we immediately engaged the bandits and wiped them all out. But they got frightened because our first battle was tough fought as well, but we still stayed and fought, and I was very shocked when they decided to turn tail and run. Oh wow, why is this not... Oh, because it is, I'm just not picking it up. There we go. And so they come back, they deal with the bandits, and then this is where it starts to get really weird. So they've basically been everywhere they've heard about, except this place called Thunder Tree. And so while they're talking to the people, they ask this guy about Thunder Tree, and he says, "Well, I don't really know much about it, but there are two people inside the cabin you can talk to who do have ties to Thunder Tree if you wanted more information." And they're like, we're good. We'll just go. And I'm like, okay, well, that's That's weird. It's not like I'm saying you have to go on a long quest. I just thought maybe you would, because the people they were talking to were not part of the group uh, who know what's some of what's going on, but they are people who know people in Thundertree, which is a ruins. There's nobody there but a cult uh, and a dragon and a druid, and the cult worships the dragon basically. All right, that should be enough sand. And um, so they just go to Thundertree. They just don't talk to people, head off. They get to Thundertree, and they come along the little path into the village because it's ruins of a village. There was a volcano. The whole place got covered in ash and stuff, and not Pompeii style, but um, just nobody lives there anymore. And it's so far off the regular trade routes and stuff that it just doesn't exist. And so they get to Thundertree, and I describe how most of the buildings are in ruins, but right next to them is a building that has seen good repair, and someone has written a sign and posted it. And so they ignore the sign, and they ignore the building that's in good repair. And I'm like, okay. Now, when we played, our DM had us come in from a different direction because A, I don't think he actually reads what he's supposed to be doing, and B, he would rather we fought horrible things rather than get information. Okay, so I need dye. I need gray dye, black dye. Oh, I just need black dye and bone meal. Or no, I need white dye, right? Is it white dye now? Like I take the bone meal and turn it into white dye? Yes. White dye, black dye, gray dye. And I'm going to put the rest of this in here for now. And then you might as well just get all that right down here. So, so they hit a ruined building, they hit another ruined building, they hit another ruined building, and then they're like, we're gonna travel around the outside of the village. And I mentioned that there were people, evidence that there were people nearby, and like, oh, we're gonna leave the village, and we're gonna travel all the way around the outside of the village to where we saw the dragon. And so they go to the dragon, and the dragon, of course, has claimed this particular area as its lair, and it doesn't want them there. And it tells them, I don't want you here, leave. And so they keep talking to it, and so I'm playing up that it's getting angrier and angrier. And it finally just yells at them if they don't leave, it's going to kill them. And then they're like, we want our bard to talk to it for a minute, so the bard can use a special ability that if it talks to someone for a minute, I'm like, the dragon's already told you to leave. I don't think it's going to want to listen to your tale about how you came here. And so I'm like, all right, roll persuasion. And so I'm like, if they roll a high enough persuasion, it'll give them one more time to leave. Because I've told them to leave like 3 times now. Like, it's already more patient than it probably should have been. And man, you know what? This just sucks down the supplies here terribly. I'm not I'm not gonna get anywhere. I'm gonna have to go back and get more gravel and sand just to do this a little bit. But the nice thing is, it was very easy to get the gravel and sand I used to do this, rather than having to mine for an hour. And so look at that. I'm at least gonna get this part filled in. It's awesome. This part has been waiting to be filled in for a long time now. And so today, I don't remember, it was it's the last couple days because we play by post. They post messages in uh, they post messages in Discord, and so so I'm like, yeah, no, you're not gonna get to talk to the dragon for a minute to try and make it afraid. That's not gonna happen. I don't even know if you can make it afraid. I didn't look at its stats. Um, I know dragons can make people afraid. I assume dragons can get afraid, but I don't know. I'd have to check. It's just a young dragon too. It's not like it's a full blown. I have all my powers dragon. Uh, now, should I? I should do this, right? I should use something different than the road. This should be stone like the other parking lot because usually, I mean, it could be blacktop, but a lot of times your parking lot, right, is a different shade than the road because the road is usually done with different materials because the state uh, or county or whatever uses cheaper materials often than what is used in a parking lot. Although, this is a total side story. There's a theater near here that we go to sometimes, and it's they put a parking lot in. It was like a dirt lot, and they put a parking lot paved okay, let me try that again. There was already a parking lot. It was a dirt parking lot, and it would get these huge, like deep. See, that's so weird because I just popped right up on top of this bed, so I don't know why I suffocated last time. But we get these huge, deep holes full of water all the time, and so I was really happy they uh, when they paved, and it's really bizarre. I don't know what option they went with to pave their parking lot, but there's already huge sections of it, and it's only been like a couple of years. There's already, and it, I live in the middle of nowhere, so there might be there might be 60 cars in the parking lot all day. So we're not talking a massive amount of traffic. There's probably more than 60 cars, but um, like 60 cars at a time in the parking lot. And but yeah, their whole parking lot, not all of it, but about a third of their parking lot has already turned back into dirt. Just, I don't know, the pavement crumbled up into nothing, and there's back to being giant potholes they put signs around when they fill full of water. It's weird. Anyway, so they're in this Thunder Tree Village, and I'm like, okay, so this one place is looks nice, and they're like, oh, we're gonna go to the terrible building. I'm like, okay, and then I'm like, oh, you see signs of people. We're gonna go out of the village. I'm like, okay, and I don't know how much stone I'm gonna need to fill this in. I should probably just take a bit more here. And so, oh man, that looks so much better filled in. So much better. Although, what if this isn't the wrong way? I don't have any more. I should take that out and replace it with pavement. I feel like the pavement would be one in, because that's kind of the way they do it here where I live. When they come through and they pave the roads, it's always you don't need to keep dropping torches. Uh, so they go, they talk to the dragon, like I said, and so I'm just like, they roll persuasion, they succeed on the persuasion, and I'm like, you leave now, or I will attack. And it's like, okay, okay, we'll leave, and so I thought maybe they would go explore the rest of the village because let me pop over here real quick. Let me look at the map. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 buildings. 15 buildings. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are intact buildings. And for whatever reason, they explored one intact building, two intact buildings, 2 of 6 intact buildings. They explored 3 ruined buildings, so 5 buildings they explored total of the 16 or 15, whatever I said. Technically, I think it's 16 because one of the buildings is just touching another building, but they are separate buildings. And then they've left, and they have decided to go. They were told they're looking for a castle. They were told the castle was near the cave where they got captured, and across a river. And so there is a river, and so once again, my brother has looked something up online that has nothing to do with the actual campaign. And so they have decided to go to the volcano on the north end of the map, which has nothing to do with the story. And like, I would totally put the castle they're looking for there if I hadn't already told them where it was at. And there's just no way that near the Dragon Cave, sorry, near the Goblin Cave, and across the river is going to be past the Goblin Cave, across the river, north for 30 miles, past the area where the castle actually is, through a ruined village, across another 30 miles of wasteland. Well, it's not wasteland, but forest and scrubland, and into the mountains and up a volcano, is not the directions or the area they were given when they were given a general area by the creature who doesn't actually know exactly where the castle is. Now, the guy they didn't talk to in Thunder Tree does know where the castle is. He knows exactly where the castle is. But they didn't talk to him. They didn't even knock on his door. And he left signs. They kept running into signs that he had written about the dangers of the area, but they never knocked on his door. So I suppose if they come back through, they'll just have to see him wandering, because apparently they're not going to knock on his door. Who leaves a village without having explored the whole thing in a game that's all about gaining XP and exploring? Man. Although, like I said, they said that he's been reading about the campaign, and I know he told my sister that I had changed things in the campaign, and so it didn't match up to what was supposed to be happening. But none of that is true. He's just reading the wrong campaign. I don't know if, because there's different versions of it, I believe, and so he might be reading a different version. I really feel he's reading someone else's playthrough of it, which is different than the actual adventure. Because a lot of people like to change the adventure. I just want to run it as it is because it's already got all the maps and everything, and I can just copy and paste those into Discord, and oh, look at you. And so it makes it very easy on me to run a game of D&D for them. I don't know what we're going to do next because some of them said they won't play again. And so, man, we got so close to filling this in. Oh, I think I got enough to finish the stone. But, yeah, it's some bizarre choices. Just bizarre choices. And then they get angry because there's consequences to your choices in the game. I don't know why he's making that harder. You left. You left. I talked to him about it. He's like, I don't know why you're making the village so much harder to get through. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, there were way more bad guys when we came back than there were when we left. I'm like, yeah, you killed 6 of them. What did you think was going to happen in the 3 weeks you were gone? They were just going to not get reinforcements from somewhere? Well, no, they probably would get reinforcements. I'm like, alright then. They were obviously working for somebody. You were told. Alright, I gotta get some yellow lines in here, like I did over here. And then this needs a bunch of. What is this? Light gray concrete. Alright. So I need to make some light gray concrete to finish the bridge. Well, I mean, that's not going to finish the bridge. That's just going to finish the pavement for the bridge. And then I've got to do the sides yet. Got to figure out what I want to do for those. I don't think it's going to be anything major. I think it's just going to be just a little bit of, I don't know, edges. That's what I got going here. Edges. I need to fill that in too. I can't have part of my building just hanging off over nothing. Let me look inside here and see what I've got left to do in here too. I think I plan to put some glass over top of this, maybe. And looks like I got a little bit of hole in my ceiling here I ain't filled in yet. Oh, lights. I think some lights going to go in here. This is supposed to be the bar area, so I need to fill that in yet. And then this is the kitchen, which obviously isn't done yet. Oh, I didn't even finish filling in the glass. Man, so much I don't have done. I forgot. I did put in the tables and stuff, right? Yeah. So we got the tables. This is really a nice view at the moment. I mean, it won't be once I get that other restaurant in there, and then we can't quite see the office building. Great view of the parking lot. The sheep farm. I like it. I mean, it wouldn't be a great view. I was kind of being sarcastic about the view. It's a great view right now. It won't be once I get more buildings in place. But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do next. They are making super bizarre choices. In my opinion, you can make any choices you want playing D&D. That's well, no. Let me rephrase that. You can make any choices your DM is willing to let you do. I'm pretty open, you know. So if they don't want to talk to the guy on Thunder Tree, then they will. The trick to it is eventually I need to steer them back in the direction of the campaign. But they also need to listen to the clues I tell them. I tell you there's somebody who has information, you should probably talk to that person. You don't have to, it's your choice. But if you want to wander around in the wilderness for a while, I guess we'll wander around in the wilderness for a while. Man, I was going to sleep in that bed, but there's so many bad guys out here now. I guess I'll just mosey on back toward home then. So many bad guys. I read there's villagers now in the game, or villager children in the game now. I hadn't seen those before. And they made iron golems spawn easier. It takes 5 villagers now instead of 10. Hopefully none of these polar or panda bears are angry at me. Last time I was over here, one of the panda bears was attacking me. Again. I wonder if I've got any more bow upgrades at my enchanting place. I know I've got some books made. Wouldn't hurt my feelings to get a little more power in this bow. There's my iron golem. Wouldn't hurt my feelings to get some more power going over here. Let's see. Protection. No. Fortune, protection, unbreaking, channeling, protection. I got a lot of protection books. So no. There's no power on my bow. Alright, let me see. Is there anything else? Oh man, alright, I'll tell you one more quick story. So, I'll tell you what. I woke up today. Oh, shoot. Oh. Ooh, I did it. I didn't die. I did accidentally strip the bark off an oak log, though. I'll just move that out there then if you think I've got a... You know, the other bed I got on, I popped out right here. Why does this one want to be over there? I don't know. So man, I'll tell you, yesterday I spent like 2.5 hours up underneath our sink redoing all the plumbing. And, so I got in bed last night and, I went to put in my earplugs. And it hurt. It hurt to roll the earplugs because you roll them a little bit to make them fit in your ear. And I'm like, oh man. I'm like, my fingertips hurt so bad because all the plumbing underneath the sink pretty much is done hand tightened. So there's like no wrenches involved. And so I had to pull apart and undo and redo everything under there. It was just a mess. And we had a bucket under the sink. Nobody told me they had a bucket under the sink. And so I was sitting here and, oh, he fell to his death. And water was dripping out of the ceiling. And so I went to check what it was, and the bucket was full. I'm like, how long has this been leaking? And they're all like, I don't know, a while now. I'm like, I told you to tell me if it was leaking. Well, because I mean, it wasn't leaking, right? No, it had stopped leaking. And so what was happening is the pipes weren't quite long enough between the... No, what's happening is the pipe between the garbage disposal and the drain itself kept getting knocked loose. Whatever they're doing underneath the sink, I don't know. But it kept getting knocked loose, and so then it would start leaking. And so I decided I'm just gonna get a new thing, and I need gravel. I'm gonna run out to the gravel, and so I ordered a kit where you can just redo all that. I spent 2.5 hours yesterday I woke up today and it was terrible. My my fingers hurt. My wrist hurts. Both hands. My elbow hurts. My shoulder hurts. The muscles in my arm hurts. I'm like, I am so out of shape apparently. Uh, I don't think anything I did yesterday matches any of the workout that I do. Man, just holding your arms in funny angles and trying to twist all that stuff loose and just cracks me up that my shoulder and my tricep and my elbow hurt so bad today. I mean, I guess it's not funny, but I'm laughing about it. It's like, oh, killed by a sink. That's me. Wiped out by the sink. All right, well, I am gonna call it here. So, click like if you like, subscribe, share, and catch the next one. And hey, you're supposed to fall. Oh shoot! You know what? I will talk to you later.